Hey, Leo, Mel, Intuitive Coach here. Excited to bring in your September 2025 bonus reading. Today, we are going to dive into the sacred shifts and divine gifts unfolding for you, along with messages from your spiritual helpers. Now, Leo, we have officially entered eclipse season. This is a time when the universe hits the reset button. Now, eclipses can bring faded changes, revelations, and opportunities to release what no longer serves so that you can align more fully with your soul's path. So let's see what is opening up for you. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. Beautiful energy. It says here, your plans are working out very well. Professional and financial success. So there may be some improvements when it comes to your stability, your finances, your money matters, and even your health. Now, the King of Pentacles here is very accomplished. So this tells me that you are accomplishing and getting a lot done this month. And I feel for many of you, you're building up success, whatever that may mean for you. This is about using your resources wisely. And the King of Pentacles, he's very respected. He's very mature and disciplined. Now, some of you could even be connecting to a financial advisor, perhaps a property expert, or even a real estate broker or business investor, someone who is on top of their game when it comes to the material world. You may need guidance or assistance in some way, and I feel like this resource is showing up for you. So beautiful energy to help carry you through the month. So let's dive in, Leo, and take a look at your messages from your spiritual helpers. Now you have here Melchizedek. He brings in with him higher learning. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. This is inner study. So you are taking a look at the energies around you, but you're processing them internally. Some of you may be guided to level up in your career or understand more about your body. I feel like this is about you paying attention to the signs and the symbols that Spirit is bringing in. You could even be going back to school, learning something new. Some of you are teachers, you may be guides, or you could be pulled to learn from a teacher at this time. You know the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So higher learning is coming through. Now, September can also be a back to school month for those of you that may have children. I see that there is a lot going on. You may carry a lot of responsibilities, but you're still checking in with yourself. And that's why this is saying here, inner study. So checking in and saying, okay, what do I need at this time? What does my body need? Now, some of you are being guided to share your knowledge through your own resources here. Perhaps you are writing a book and you're putting it out there online. This could be an ebook. Perhaps it's a how-to. It could even be a class, a course, or a workshop. It could be that you are sharing your experiences through a social media platform. I am getting here the Ace of Swords and the 10 of Swords. So there's a door closing for you and a new one opening. And the aces are new beginnings. They are gifts. And the swords can be technology. It can be something online or you showcasing your talents by getting some sort of acknowledgement is what I'm getting here. Like you are being acknowledged, but people are attracted to your energy because you're authentic, you're honest, you are respectable. That's that King of Pentacles here. You've worked your way to the top. You deserve to see the rewards that you've worked for. And some of you have reached a pinnacle here of success, or you're about to hit a goal that you've been working towards. And I see that you're paying attention and listening to what's going on within you. Now, Melchizedek also brings in spiritual gifts And I see that for many of you Leos out there, you're learning more about your own spiritual gifts, and you could be applying this in your outer world. Some of you may even have a spiritually based business, or you may be learning more about the laws of attraction or tuning into your intuition. And I feel like this is going to help you in all areas of your life. Now you have Krishna. Krishna brings in devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. Yes, that's what I was feeling earlier. So you will be recognized. You will be seen. And not that you need that external validation to prove your self-worth. Not at all. That's something you've been working on yourself. But it's nice to see that your inner and outer world is aligning. And that's what I'm picking up on here for you, Leo. You are loved unconditionally. And I'm seeing the blue on the card, and I am hearing the name Blue. So perhaps someone's name is Blue, or maybe this is a pet name. I mean, some of you could be really called to wear or work with the color blue as well. The throat chakra is highlighted, communication, allowing self-expression to shine through this month. Now you have Kuthumi. Kuthumi brings in the cloak of wisdom. You already know the answers you seek. Trust what you know. Yeah, that's that internal guidance. Your internal guidance system is activated at this time. It's always activated, but sometimes we can become so overburdened with responsibilities and adulting and lifing that we tend to shove down our intuitive awareness. But I'm actually being shown here the Ouroboros, I believe it's called, with the snake eating its tail. There's something here coming full circle for you. I feel like there's a completion. Yeah, and you have that 10 of Swords. So let's dive right in here and take a look at what your higher self wants you to know. This is that voice within. This is the internal system that you are being guided to listen to. You have the major arcana, the Star. This is powerful for you, Leo. There's a lot of healing. There's a dream come true. Believe in yourself. That's what your higher self wants you to know at this time. There's an end of a difficult situation, and the situation has felt like it's been a bit of a block. It has been a struggle here. So the Star showing up is moving beyond the struggle. Now, the Star often shows up after the Tower. I don't see the Tower here in your reading, but you know what it feels like, Leo? It feels like a slow falling tower. I mean, maybe some of you, it was something that came in quick, but for many of you, it feels like there's been little bits and pieces of the tower that has been playing out for some of you for 6 to 12 months. And the Star showing up here is reminding you that not only is there a brighter future ahead, but your dreams are starting to become evident in the physical material world. That's why the King of Pentacles is showing up at the bottom of the deck. And I definitely see that there's congratulations in order. I feel like that's the message your guides are saying. Congratulations, right? You have completed this chapter of your life. It's time to move to the next level, whatever that may be for you. And some of you may have even had some health issues, because the King of Pentacles also represents the body. And if you have struggled with a health concern, a health issue, perhaps this has been something that's been chronic. Maybe that's the Tower. I feel like you are finding answers from a trusted professional, King of Pentacles, someone in the material world that you can rely on. You may also be reaching out and doing your due diligence here, utilizing the resources that you have available and connecting to people who can help you heal in more than one area of your life, but especially finances and the material world, including your health and body. So your higher self wants you to know that there's an end of a difficult situation, because you have the 10 of Swords here in the position of your block. And this was the external noise. This was the ego, or even the blind spot. The 10 of Swords is not fun. And I see here that there are new opportunities for happiness. That's what's following this. Put the past behind you. You are able to finally close the door. A situation has ended and you're finally free. Now, I like this 10 of Swords. Oftentimes you'll see 10 swords in the back. It can be a backstabbing energy. It can be, hitting rock bottom. And maybe you felt like that. Maybe there was a difficult or painful ending. But on this card, on this illustration, you actually see here that there's a woman on stage and she has the two swans next to her and she's bowing. It's like you are bowing out of a situation. You're gracefully, meaning you're not in an energy of revenge. You're not in an energy of, the world is out to get me. It doesn't feel like it's that type of heavy 10 of Swords. It feels like you've learned a lot and you're ready to put this chapter of your life behind you because something has been difficult. And I see that you are finally able to, gracefully bow and say, all right, universe, I've learned a lot of valuable lessons through this illness or through this financial struggle or even through emotional relationship dynamics. And now I am able to, pick myself up a little bit taller here and open up to new beginnings. And that's exactly what you're doing. So the mirror, how is this being reflected in your life? 7 of Cups. You're being offered new cups instead of drinking out of the same one. And it feels like one of the cups that you've had, it's like you felt like you couldn't see the other 6 cups because maybe that one cup here you kept drinking out of and it was sour and it went bad, like curdled milk. And that was the only thing you had to drink for quite some time. I know that's not the best analogy, but this is about you detoxifying. Perhaps that curdled milk had created an upset in your energy field. And it's like you didn't have any other choice. You didn't have any other option, or it just felt unsettling, maybe unsettling in the stomach, as the stomach is our solar plexus. That is also our second brain. And some of you may have even had digestion issues or gut health, maybe something you were looking into. But this is about you making a new choice. Now you're able to see that there is other choices, other options. And I feel like you get to get clear here on what it is that you are moving towards, and you get to take action by making a decision here, a new one, because there's another cup being offered to you and you're like, yes, this is what I have been wanting. This is a new direction. And I know that I've had to, settle for something that had felt a little bit curdled, but now I get to move on. There's a new opportunity here and I get to focus better and I get to, see things from maybe a clear perspective. I'm also getting brain fog. Some of you may have suffered from brain fog, or perhaps you weren't able to see the picture as clear. It feels like now, maybe through understanding, through resources, through an actual opportunity coming in here, you're able to choose the higher road, choose the next level here. So the mirror that is being reflected is there's another cup being offered to you. And I feel like you're detoxifying from the old and opening up to the new. So what is the shift? What needs to be released or even embraced in order for you to receive the gift? You have the 9 of Wands. You've been working really hard and you're tired, but I see here that you are determined. You are determined because you are a warrior. You're not a victim. You're not a martyr. I feel like you are prepared here for any possibility. You are prepared for any new opportunity coming through here. Now, this could also be environmental activism. And what this tells me is some of you have been working on sustainable living. Perhaps you are eating cleaner. You may be using more products without chemicals in them. Perhaps you are looking at living off grid or simplifying your life in some way, especially if things have become toxic. I'm also getting mold. Okay, some of you, perhaps you had a mold issue or air quality was suffering, and maybe there's a physical move taking place, or you're finally getting to the root of some of that brain fog or some of the symptoms in the body, because I'm getting air quality. But for others of you, the Nine of Wands is a renewed sense of determination in your life. Whatever area that Ten of Swords is, I feel like you are saying, okay, this was a hurdle and now I've overcome it, and I get to reignite my bravery here in a way that some of you have felt like, can I get my strength back? Will I be able to get over this? And I feel like the answer is absolutely. But what needs to be released here is feeling like you've been doing everything on your own, or shedding some of the weight of the past here. And again, I feel like, yes, you've been wounded. Yes, you've gone through a lot, but you have this spiritual strength that is holding you up. And you have the messages here from your spiritual guides. So you have help in the spiritual realm. You've learned from an experience here. You're now processing and you are releasing. That's what I'm getting. You're processing and releasing because there's a level of understanding and integration that is occurring within you. So the shift here is spiritual strength and knowing, for one, you're not broken. This was a phase that you've gone through, and some of you, it's been heavier than others, but I see that you're coming out stronger. Now, what is the gift? What's waiting on the other side of the shift? There's your opportunity, the Ace of Swords. Beautiful. You get to share your story. This is the breakthrough. This is a new understanding. This is about you pushing through those barriers here and not allowing the bumps in the road to hinder your progress, because in the grand scheme of things, that's what this Ten of Swords was. When it comes down to it at the end of your life, that bout or that period that you've gone through, you're going to say, wow, that taught me a lot, but I have this idea, I have this dream, I have this goal, and there's no stopping me. And I feel like you are someone who is very, very determined. You're using your logical mind as well as trusting your inner guidance. And with that combination, Leo, you are unstoppable. The Ace of Michael is here. You may also be calling in or working with the angelic realm. Archangel Michael is the protector, and he brings in his sword and he cuts through illusion. He cuts through blockages. And I feel like he's directly connected to that Ten of Swords, saying, all right, new beginnings in store. We're going to cut through some of those struggles and obstacles so we can move forward into the next chapter. So this is about you clearing up communication problems with others. This could also be you clearing up your own fears or self-doubt so you can hear your inner voice better. So you can listen to the voice of love, not the voice of fear. I'm going to repeat that. Listen to the voice of love, not the voice of fear. That is your gift showing up here. This is beautiful. This is about you being authentic and you being honest. So there's going to be perhaps a conversation that comes through either with your higher self or perhaps with you and a King of Pentacles. This is an honest conversation or even interview. It could be that someone wants to work with you here. They're offering you this cup, and I feel like you are accepting. There's the star here, which is saying, yes, anything but the curdled milk. I'm ready to move on to new pastures, new lands, new experiences. And you may also be connecting to, I mentioned this in the beginning, but it could be a spiritual teacher or a financial guru, maybe even online. This could be someone that you follow, or it could be someone that you're listening to on an audiobook or a podcast who may help you understand more about what it is that you want to understand. So there's a deeper sense of awareness here, and I feel like you're being guided. You're being guided here, Leo. And lastly, what is the integration? What is the outcome? This is the grounded action or even mindset to carry forward. The Seven of Pentacles here. So I'm noticing 2 sevens showing up. Actually 3, if you count the star. Star is number 17, which has a 7 in it. But sevens are about spirituality. They're about inner awareness and knowing that you not only have the insight, but you have the wisdom, right? The wisdom to know the difference between your own doubts, your own fears, and your higher calling. And I feel like you've been doing a lot of assessments. You've been doing a lot of, inner research here and kind of pulling from different pieces within your own mind. You've been reaching into the back corners here, and I feel like you have invested wisely. Yeah, that's what this message is reminding you. You have invested wisely. Have patience. The harvest is near. Review your progress, and that's what you've been doing. And you're making plans here for your next endeavor, your next project, your next move. This could even be taking a look at, your financial abundance, your financial flow. And some of you may be shifting things up a bit. Perhaps you're wanting to purchase property or sell property even. You may be looking at your business and saying, okay, how can I up level here? Or how can I create or generate multiple streams of income? If you're working in the corporate world, you could be going in for a raise or a promotion, or this is a new opportunity here, a new cup that's being offered. And I feel like there's a very important conversation, again, that you have that allows you to close out the chapter that you've been struggling a bit in. There's the tower, kind of little bits and pieces of trying to pick up, where something has fell apart. And bit by bit, I feel like you have been finding your confidence here. Bit by bit, you've been feeling more successful, more accomplished, more stable. Now, I am getting here, though, with this ace energy in this 10, it does feel like there could be a little bit of busyness this month as well. Even though the 7 can be a pentacle and it can be a bit slower, it is important to stop and assess, does this feel right? Because sometimes we get real busy and we forget to check in with ourselves. Am I staying hydrated? Am I resting enough? Am I taking a mental break and, shutting off social media? Am I getting enough sleep to fully show up to my life? So make sure that you are finding time to check in with you this month, because things may be a little bit busy for you. Yes, you're getting a lot done. Yes, you are feeling very empowered by some of these new doors opening and some of the doors closing. And I feel like your plans are working out as that King of Pentacles states. So Leo, you have some really beautiful energy shifts coming through for you. You deserve it. You've been working hard to create balance and create a solid foundation for you, perhaps for your family. And if you have struggled with your career, because there could have even been a loss. Now, I don't see that here in your reading. I'm getting that intuitively, that there could have been some form of loss. I mean, you actually do have the 10 of Swords, which can be, a loss, but it feels like maybe you've lost a part of yourself even in the process. Like, who am I? Who am I without, having this title or being in this relationship, or having my child still under my roof? Maybe they're out in the world, whatever it is that you feel like, where am I? I feel like there's this new you that is bubbling up to the surface here, and you are everything, right? You are energy, you are love, and you don't have to wear 17 different hats if you are feeling overwhelmed, okay? There's a message here of not getting to the point of overwhelm. Yes, you may have a lot going on, but I see here your number one priority is taking care of you. And then the rest is going to feel a little bit simpler. So Leo, that's what I have for you, beautiful souls. If you enjoyed the message, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you are interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter, or even entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video.